Hey guys, welcome back to Channel Is Trey, and let's kind of talk about Wicked and Barbie. And the reason why I want to talk about them is because I realized something. When it comes to something that target audience is major females, they have no problem portraying a lot of stuff as correctly as possible without trying to make any changes to the material that would insult the female audience. um, because I've watched Wicked, um, and of course saw Barbie, and a lot of the females loved both these franchises. And I'm not just saying this just in general, but you ever notice how like when something is targeted for women, they never make any changes that would accommodate for men to watch or young boys to watch. You know what I'm saying? They'll never tweak a character or change something that's not originally to what the character are, to be like, well, we're trying to bring in a male demographic audience. You get what I'm saying? Like, you'll never see that hardly with any of that kind of stuff. And I always wonder, why is that? Have y'all ever wondered that? Because people were literally harsh on like making sure that this Wicked movie is like the Broadway play. They wanted to treat this as correctly as possible because they were talking about we have to think about the young women and the theater kids, and you know, I guess some of the gays. I don't know. We have to think about them. This was a talking point, and I noticed like, oh, okay, so you guys have no problem accommodating to that. But when it comes to like Marvel, DC stuff, oh no, we gotta make changes because we have to think about the female audience. We have to think about the little girls. We have to think about the LGBTs. We have to think about the minorities or whatever and stuff like that because we gotta appeal to everybody. But once again, when you're doing stuff like Wicked, Barbie, Moana 2, you're not trying to appeal to the men. You're not trying to appeal to the boys. You're not trying to appeal to the quote unquote minorities at the time that aren't women. You're trying to make sure you make this movie, this product, for the audience that is attended to. And isn't it funny that that's allowed? But when we talk about it for Marvel or DC or whatever, and you just be like, oh yeah, I want to make sure I do this Batman movie as accurately as possible, or hey, I want to make sure that this character is not race swapped or sexuality changed. Y'all be like, oh no, bump that. We're gonna take Batgirl and we're gonna make her black Hispanic, right? And we're also gonna make sure that her um father is another race other than white or whatever, because it, diversity and inclusion. And then we're going to make sure that she has this trans friend in here, that way we can show people that we're an ally or whatever. And it's just like, why is that okay to do to a male franchise, to a male branch of entertainment, but you have literally no issue doing that when it comes to females? Like, if the female audience had told you what they didn't want or whatever in a lot of these movies and shows that are targeted for them, y'all have no problem accommodating to that. But for the guys, because we like what we like, oh, it's offensive to other people. Okay, well, did you ever think like Barbie is offensive to us guys? Did you ever think that Wicked is offensive to us guys? Like, I'm just only using your logic. I'm not really saying that this stuff is actually offensive. But what I'm saying is, with that, we will have to use that logic that you gave back. Like, oh, okay, well, if that's the case, well, Wicked offends me. So, okay, I'm gonna tell you what I don't want to see. I don't want to see any minorities in this role because it's offensive. I don't want to see any LGBTs in the role in those roles because it's offensive. Um, I want everybody to be white because the movie is supposed to be taking place in what, the 1800s or early 1900s, United States. So technically, because Dorothy and the Wizard are from America, um, and they do come at the time where predominantly white. So it would make sense for that world to look like that. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Can we do that? But if I say something like that, that would be offensive, right? That would be wrong. Well, no, I just want the characters to accurately look like how they really should technically look like, given the time period that they were in. But I know some people go, well, it's a fantastical world. That's true. But fantastical world wouldn't have modern sensibilities of people, neither. I'm just being honest. Now, am I? Or how about this? Instead of Elphaba being a female, how come she's not a male? You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. Like, I'm just, I'm not saying that this story is wrong or whatever. But what I'm saying is we have to look at it like that because that's what y'all sit down and do with DC, Marvel, geek culture stuff that men like. Y'all sit down and be like, okay, but let's change it. Let's make this for the modern audience because we don't want to offend somebody. Okay, but who asked you to? You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm being honest. Like, who asked you to? Like, who are you doing this on the behalf of who? Because again, why didn't you make Wicked more appealing for the boys? You know what I'm saying? How about we add in this new male character who also journeys with Elphaba and Glinda to the city or something like that, or they befriend um after Glinda and Elphaba become friends, and then he becomes the third protagonist in the movie. You know what I'm saying? And then I know what somebody's gonna be like, well, he wasn't in the original play, okay, and there's a lot of things that wasn't in Batman and Superman or the MCU that y'all made changes to, so why not? You know? Or what if we took, you know, made some changes where it wasn't Alphaba's sister anymore, it was her brother. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? And he falls in love with this beautiful female character who was made to, you know what I'm saying, a brand new character or whatever, made to appeal to, the guys or something like that, where she's this voluptuous sexy character and stuff like that. And you couldn't really get offended because it's just like, hey, you do the same thing to geek culture stuff targeted for men. You get what I'm saying? Like, I would always wonder that because people are praising Wicked, people are praising Barbie. They had no faults with it. And I'm talking about the audience, the target audience that it's supposed to be for, which I'm happy for them. But let's just have that real talk about why is it okay to actually correctly do movies and shows whose target audience is females first, then over movies and shows whose target audience is male, and you don't even want to cater to that audience. You want to cater to the others, which makes no logical sense. Ain't that crazy, right? It's just a little food for thought. But yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Did you guys go and see Wicked and Barbie? What do you guys think? Let me know. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.